A blonde gets a job as a physical education teacher of 14-year-olds. On her first day, she comes to watch the kids playing soccer. She watches as they all get together and starts playing. However, she quickly notices a boy at the end of the field standing alone, while all the other kids are running around having fun. She takes pity on him and decides to speak to him. "You okay?" she says kindly. "Yes," he says. "You can go and play with the other kids you know," she says encouragingly. "It's best I stay here," he says. "Why's that, sweetie?" asks the compassionate teacher. The boy gives her a weird look and says, "Because I'm the goalie." It's Soviet Russia, 1978, and Rabinovich is woken up by a knock on the door. Rabinovich: "Who's there?" A firm voice responds, "Post office, please open." Rabinovich opens the door and is unsurprised to find two KGB agents standing there. One of them is holding an envelope. KGB officer Sikshor. "Quan, tell us, Comrade Rabinovich, what is the best government system in the world?" Rabinovich: "Why, communism." KGB officer 2. "And what country has the best living standards?" Rabinovich: "The Soviet Union, of course." Officer 1. "And what constitution is the best at protecting the rights of the citizens?" Rabinovich: "The Soviet Constitution, comrades." Officer 2. "Then, do you mind explaining to us, Comrade Rabinovich, why you have recently filed a request to emigrate to France?" Rabinovich: "Well, I heard that. Over there, they don't deliver the mail in the middle of the night." 2. In their small village, a couple was famous for the husband being 102 years old and his wife being 98 years old, and both in terrific condition, working their farm every day and having the bodies of much younger people. One day, a visitor to the village, curious about the couple, approached the old man at his farm. The old man was cutting wood without a shirt on, sweat glistening on a body that seemed to belong to a man half his age. The visitor introduced himself and asked the old man, "I hear you are 102. "That's correct," said the old man with a smile. "Wow, I must say you look in amazing shape." "Thank you," said the old man humbly. "Do you mind if I ask, how am I this healthy at my age?" finished the old man. "Help me carry this wood back home and I'll tell you." The visitor agrees, and they make their way inside. "You see," said the old man, "I've been married for 75 years. Now, when we got married, I made a little arrangement with the wife. Every time we have an argument, the loser of said argument must run for 5 kilometers. Seeing as we have a pretty typical marriage, I've been running 5 kilometers almost every day for 75 years. That's why I'm in the great shape I am." "But if that's the case," said the puzzled visitor, "how come your wife is in such great shape too?" "Well," smiled the old man, "she usually runs right after me to make sure I finish the whole 5. 3. They say about women that between 18 and 22, a woman is like Africa. Half discovered, half wild, fertile, and naturally beautiful. Between 23 and 30, a woman is like the USA. Well developed and open to trade, especially for someone of real value. Between 31 and 35, a woman is like Spain, very hot, relaxed, and convinced of her own beauty. Between 36 and 40, a woman is like Greece, gently aging but still a warm and desirable place to visit. Between 41 and 50, a woman is like Great Britain, with a glorious and all-conquering past. Between 51 and 60, a woman is like France. She has been through war and vowed never again. Between 61 and 70, a woman is like Canada, self-preserving but open to meeting new people. After 70, she becomes Tibet, wildly beautiful, with a mysterious past and the wisdom of the ages, an adventurous spirit and a thirst for knowledge. The geography of a man. Between 1 and 100, a man is like Iran and Russia, ruled by a pair of nuts. 4. On the last day of kindergarten, all the children brought presents for their teacher. The florist's son handed the teacher a gift. She shook it, held it up and said, "I bet I know what it is. It's some flowers." "That's right," shouted the little boy. Then the candy store owner's daughter handed the teacher a gift. She held it up, shook it and said, "I bet I know what it is. It's a box of candy." "That's right," shouted the little girl. The next gift was from the liquor store owner's son, little Johnny. The teacher held it up and saw that it was leaking. She touched a drop with her finger and tasted it. "Is it wine?" she asked. "No," said little Johnny. The teacher touched another drop to her tongue. "Is it juice?" she asked. "No," he answered. Finally, the teacher said, "I give up. What is it?" "A puppy." 5. Johan and Eric, two computer geeks with little social experience, ran into each other at the college entrance. "That's a great bike you have there. What made you get it?" Eric asked Johan. Johan got off the bike, removed his helmet and responded, "I didn't purchase it. Andrea gave it to me as a gift." "As a gift?" Eric exclaimed in surprise. "I always knew she was into you, but this is taking it to a whole new level." Johan smiled and told him, "Yesterday I was strolling in the park, and I saw Andrea on this bike. She came to me without saying anything, tossed the bike aside, then took off all her clothes and said, 'Take whatever you want.' Eric's jaw was hanging loose. So I took the bike." Johan finished. Eric nodded in agreement and stated, "Good decision. Her clothes wouldn't fit you." 6. On a very windy day, a rabbi was walking along when a strong gust of wind blew his hat off his head. The rabbi ran after the hat, but the wind was too strong. It kept blowing his hat farther and farther away. A non-Jewish young man, seeing what had happened, ran after the hat, caught it and gave it back to the rabbi. The rabbi was so grateful that he gave the young man $20 and blessed him. The young man was so excited that he decided to go the racetrack, and with the rabbi's blessing, he decided to check the program and place the entire $20 on a horse. After the races, he went home and recounted his very exciting day to his father. "I arrived at the 5th race and looked at the program. I saw this horse named Top Hat was running. The odds on this horse were 100 to 1. But since I received the rabbi's blessing, I bet the entire $20 on Top Hat, and guess what? He won. In the next race, there was a horse named Bowler at 30 to 1, so I bet the entire amount of my winnings on him, and guess what? I won again." "So did you bring the money home?" asked his father. "No," said the son. "I lost it all on the last race. There was a horse named Chateau that was a heavy favorite, so I bet everything on him. And since Chateau means hat in French, I figured he was a sure thing." "You fool," said the father. "Hat in French is chapeau, not chateau." Sighing to himself, the father then asked, "So who did win the race?" "A real long shot," said the son. "Some Spanish horse named Sombrero.